to you from Homebrew Studios, it's Bob and John's Super Duper Variety Power Hour with your hosts, Bob Katie
and John Piccarillo.
Welcome to Bob and John's Super Duper Variety Power Hour, episode 85.
Welcome aboard, folks.
Been waiting to do that, haven't you? Haven't you?
Yes, I have.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm just doing some pre-work here while we were getting started.
you're always doing a little pre-work.
I know. Well, gotta get things lined up. You know what I'm saying?
Jay's not here again this week.
Who?
Ooh.
Jay's not here.
Jay.
Who?
Jay's not here.
Come on, man. Open up the door.
Open the door, Jay. Jay.
It's all right. I don't even know what night it is. Tuesday.
Now, what'll that asshole think of me?
What did that asshole think of?
Yeah, Jay, we had some scheduling problems for the quick shots last week and this one, but Jay will return
the
next week.
Are all different, and when the seasons change, schedules change, and everything.
Oh, Jay finally got weekends off for like the first time ever.
Which we celebrate.
Yes,
You know, he deserves it.
Yeah, we just had to, some things got a little mucked around, and it happens.
That's
when
right.
you're trying
Especially
to,
while we're all in a transition.
we're getting a new SOP down. So
Right, right.
It might be a little bit, but hey, you still got me and,
Yeah, we started this
Mr.
shit.
Personality over here.
We can do it again, I think. It was funny before the show. I was kind of, because I couldn't see, believe it or not. Right now, with the amount of lights we have, you can see everything. But before that all gets fired up, I'm trying to work on a couple notes. And I had to move over to Jay's spot so I could see. And
You were thinking about it.
yeah, I was ready. I was this close for you viewers.
close.
I was this close
Missed it by that
to
much.
moving this. I was going to swing my mic around, and I don't like to mess with it the way it's funky. But I was going to
Funky.
swing it around so I wouldn't even bother. I wouldn't be messing with his mic or anything. And then I just put this over here and this over there, swap out the headphones, and I'm looking at the camera the whole time. And I was thinking about how great that could be. I could be like looking at the camera, and I'd be talking, facing at it. I think I would pay attention to the camera more than you. See what I'm saying?
I don't pay attention to the camera really.
That's what I'm. Well, we need.
I
We've
have a
been
screen
talking
here.
about.
I'm busy.
We've been talking about, like, it's great that we're getting the listeners, but we're still trying to get viewers. And so I'm just been trying to brainstorm some ideas.
It's a funny thing how viewers and listeners go up and down as seasons change and everything else happens. And
It's the way it is.
What an asshole!
Still no word from Jeff.
that's a little too far for you, isn't it?
I know, but I didn't want it in the shot.
Why do you want that beer so bad?
Because he's thirsty, dummy.
Why didn't you just put it where you normally put it? It's never in the shot there.
Because lately,
I feel like this is negative ergonomics for you.
it is.
Well, what the hell's going on then?
When Jay's here,
Yeah.
I put my beers in his cooler.
You've
got
always
on
kept your
ice.
cooler over there on the stool.
I know, but it doesn't. Even if I put ice in it, well, I don't like to break up the ice and for like a 30-hour show. You know what I mean?
You know what I think?
You lollygag the ball around the infield. You lollygag your way down to first. You lollygag in and out of the dugout. Do you know what that makes you, Larry? Lollygaggers. Lollygaggers.
You know what that makes you? Larry?
Lollygaggers.
Lollygaggers. Lollygaggers.
I wonder. Here's a brainstorm for all of our listeners and viewers. Please send us an email
We haven't been able to get our viewers to send us shit.
if you have an idea, because if any of you know me,
Except for Tom in Indiana.
Tom better send
Tom
me.
sends
He
us
better
stuff all the
He
time.
better send something on this one.
Don't forget you, Tom.
If you know me, you know I love Halloween. I think it's, it's my favorite. It's my favorite.
Can you figure out a Halloween special is coming?
So if anybody has a really great idea of how to represent Lollygagger, you gotta let me know.
Lollygagger.
How do you get a Lollygagger costume? It's a great idea. Oh, yeah.
You don't even know what yours is going to be yet, do you?
I've got 2 options. That's better than usual. I got to say, I was really impressed with my skills last year. I think that was a good one.
Oh, the animal.
Yeah, and I pulled that together in the month of October.
Yeah.
Because I still got pictures of like when I started.
Yeah.
So to me, it's kind of last minute because I always say I want a costume that I can work on long term and it would be wicked cool. But I'm getting there this year. I made it. You'll see. I wanted to talk about this so bad, but I decided that
No.
right. I couldn't. I just can't. I can't.
No.
Because
Well, that sounds like a hot item.
Because when just you and I did the show, we always had a Book of John or the other one, Loose and Buttery.
Or the other one. Yeah, we're really flying by the seat of our pants because I told him to come up with shit. So if this all bombs, it's his fault.
I still got, I still got either one of those options, but we haven't had, because when it's the 3 of us, we don't have time for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We fill it. So I was thinking about covering some of the things that I have since the show started achieved, because upon delivery of my next 2 items will be 2 big check marks off of my list of shit I wanted for a long time.
Yeah.
I'm touching myself tonight.
Oh, brother.
I'm so excited. Which means, and I can't give it away. I can't. All I can say is that I have the option of being 2, one or the other, which means 2 years are covered. But I won't. I'm not sure. I don't think I want to burn 2.
I'll
great
stop you
ones.
right there like this.
All right, you primitive screwheads, listen up.
Time to make the chimmy fucking chongas.
You can find us at Bob and John's podcast at gmail.com, on buzzsprout.com and iTunes, or
at Loose and Buttery on the Twitter and Instagram or Periscope.
or on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel at Bob and John's Super Duper Variety Power Hour. Me and you got into a little bit of a row Sunday night, didn't we?
I did. It's really funny. Every once in a while, I would think about it, like during the day.
We scared my wife. We weren't out of control. We knew that we were in our argument parameters, as we like to put, but we were definitely screaming at each other.
I was pissed at you.
I was screaming right back at you.
Well, you know.
A little.
I was gonna
it
try
was.
that.
We were watching the debate, and actually,
I think that was
we weren't-
partial poison. Honestly, I feel like I was poisoned by watching.
oh, probably I was really just annoyed by the whole shit show. But it wasn't like. But now everybody would sit there. Well, which one's for Trump? Which one's for? It wasn't who's for who. No. It was a whole different shoot off from the debate. You know, from the basics of, you know, who's voting for who, because actually we're in the same camp. I think so. We're in the same camp of the fact of anything's better than Trump.
Yeah, agree.
You know, but the argument was that
I should actually strongly agree, because I was kind of shy. Like, oh, yeah, I guess I agree. No, I don't. I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
I'm not voting this year because I'm not exactly a Hillary fan, and I also we live in New York State, which is a blue state or, a Democratic Party state. So no matter what I do, it's still going to come out. The state is, going to be for Hillary Clinton. If I was a Republican, I would be in this state. I would be voting for Republican because that's what you do. But because that would be the way my vote's going to go.
See,
it doesn't really matter.
After our debate,
yeah,
I looked it up.
Our screaming match.
I looked it up. Now I'm torn between jumping from topics because I'm all set up for our game.
Okay, yeah, we'll get there.
Right. So I didn't want to lose it, but I did actually look it up. I straight up Googled, what does my vote count? And I felt the same way as you, but at the end of the day, it counts because it comes down to a state thing, not a national thing. Like
exactly.
You need
my vote,
even if it's the non-counting kind. It goes a little bit towards that.
My vote's not going to change what the state is going to be.
That's why you and I were arguing.
Yes,
because we disagree about this.
If I was living in Ohio or Florida or a swing state, that my vote would mean a lot more. But like I said, until it actually really comes down to one man, one vote, where my vote counts as one singular vote, not this whole process we have now, then
I remember during our duel,
our heated debate, our screaming match that scared my wife.
You mentioned someone like a third party dude,
Gary Johnson.
Gary Johnson.
Yeah.
And I remember in my rage, and I'll tell you what, I don't even know who he is. And in my rage, I did say, Bob, if you vote, I'll vote with you. I said that.
Yeah,
I
did.
meant it.
And I told you I don't want that. You vote who you going to vote. I don't want to sway anybody.
I just want you to vote. And that's what you're so upset by. You hate being told what to do.
I extremely hate being told what to do.
I know. Well, it's funny. Both
I got
sides
enough
of the
people
camp
telling me
kinda
what
argue
I
about
got enough people telling me what to do in my
different
life.
way.
I don't need another one telling me what to do. You know what I mean?
Yes, and I agree with you. I have no business telling you what to do. I totally agree. That's why the fact that we ended up screaming was ridiculous.
Kind of funny, but
It was funny. I think it was kind of funny. I think
it
we
was
both-
controlled rage from both sides.
I think we both needed it. I think that. Because it's not, you don't want to do that with your wife.
My wife doesn't give a rat's ass. She was just slinking away because she'd never heard us yell at each other like that before.
We were pissed.
Yeah. John was a little 3 sheets to the wind too, so he gets a little blurred. I don't know. There it is. I did
Sounds
it.
like you have a dick in your mouth.
I don't think
Belligerent.
I don't think you can say that because I always felt that's one of my skills is not to get belligerent.
Oh, you get belligerent.
Well-
you just don't remember it because
Okay.
when you are being belligerent, it's past that point.
How do you define belligerent? Because some people could think that
I
means
could have
like physical.
We started out the
know what I
argument.
mean?
We started out
we
the
didn't-
argument
we
yelling
didn't
at each
wrestle.
other. No, we started out the argument.
Box. We didn't do any of that. No, we didn't even spar.
Belligerent is when you just ignore anything I'm saying and you're just talking at me, regardless of whatever
to
it
be
was.
Completely honest with you, Bob, that's
what you were.
because you're always right.
I was just right for me. That's all. I was just
So
right.
sometimes I have to explain to you that, well, others are right sometimes.
I never said I was right all the time.
I didn't say you said that.
Okay.
It's the feeling I get. because you
Well,
don't
that's your feeling.
you don't back down about things, which is great.
If I think I'm right about
Thing.
something, why should I back down
I
about it?
don't. Maybe because I've never seen you turn around and say, "Yeah, I was wrong. You're right."
Because I've never let it got that far. When I'm wrong, I know I'm wrong. Why get to that point?
Well, because, yeah, but the problem is
I'm usually like,
you-
I'm
you
not
know you're right.
going to argue that I'm wrong. You know, if
don't-
I'm wrong,
Yeah, but you don't. You're not. You're never wrong. That's the problem.
it's because I like
You got to be wrong once
I-
in your life. It's got to
I-
happen. It's got to happen.
It's not wrong or right at that point. At that
I need
point,
callers.
if I'm all in, and I'm at that point where we're screaming at each other for our points and stuff, I know I'm right. Otherwise, I'm not going that far. I've collected the information. I know. You know what I mean? And everything.
You're gonna make me lose my spot here. I know you are.
Why? What are you looking up?
Because I know I had details last time. It made perfect sense when I read it, and I said I wanted to put it somewhere in my favorites. And wish
What
I
you
did.
explained to me wasn't wrong. It wasn't wrong.
I know I had the specifics though. I had numbers to back it up. Facts. You know, fact checking.
Oh yeah, facts. This wonderful world of facts we live in. Bullshit.
Well, part of the plan of this program. Oh my goodness!
Oh, Jesus.
Didn't we say one?
Damn, that's nasty.
We did say on one show. I mean, that's interesting.
What?
Burp. You know, some people like to listen to that stuff. I don't
Yeah, you just yelled at me. You always yell at me because I burped.
No, I was talking
And
about
that
I
fucking
was talking
reek,
about-
too. That fucking reek.
I'm-
You smelly bastard. It just hit me across. It was like a shot across the bow. Oh, my God. You smelly, stinky bastard.
Hey, don't do that.
What an asshole! Oh, my God. You stink. Oh.
Oh, you're all angry now.
Okay, so we'll make a note that at some other time.
All I know is this: I'm not going to watch the third debate. I'm done. I'm done. This last one was so embarrassing for our country, and you know, I mean, Trump is an embarrassment. You know, he really is. I mean, and listen, like I said, I'm not a big Hillary supporter, but this guy's a joke. You know what I mean? There's a ton of other Republicans that are more suited to be running for president.
Did you happen to notice that thing about the pussy bow? Yeah. You saw that? It wasn't just me, because it seemed like I got home and
I don't. Is that what they call it? I don't quite understand the whole thing.
I don't know, but I
Yeah,
was bombarded with it. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, he would need such a miraculous save at this point. You know what I mean? The thing I was just reading though later.
How does it get to this point?
It's Tuesday, so when I mean later today, I mean later Tuesday was that he's talking about how they've taken the handcuffs off of him now.
Yeah,
and it's just
I heard
and I'm
that
like,
one.
how? Maybe they're just doing it because they're like, fuck it, let him fucking do it, and if he rolls himself, he's gonna implode. At this, you know what I mean? If this has been him shackled, I don't want it. This is going to be great watching him just implode. You know. All she has to do is just toe the line. Just toe the line. That's it. She's doing exactly what she needs to do. She's just going to sit back and watch him just all over the place.
I can't believe that the Republican Party let this happen.
To get this far? Yeah. Well, they're thinking about that now. They're jumping ship. They are just jumping ship.
I guess it comes down to, what does Republican Party stand for?
I don't think they know, right? If she wins, she might get an easy 8 years from the fact of I say 8 years. Yes, I know a term is only 4 years, but it might take another decade for the Republican Party to straighten their shit out.
8 years is the new norm.
So
I think so.
I just don't think in 4 years, if she wins in 4 years,
Unless they
they're
find
not
a way to
the
make it
Republican
happen,
Party.
go faster.
The Republican Party is not going to be able to get their shit together just if she wins in 4 years to find somebody to really oppose her, unless something like epically goes wrong with her 4 years. I mean, that's always a possibility. Listen, it's only October 11th as we're doing this, and anything. One piece of news could just blow one of these two people out of the water.
See, this is blowing my intro into our game. Because I was going to say that I wasn't going to do the same thing that everybody's doing, which is talk about Hillary. And
We're talking
Trump.
about both. We're talking about the whole thing. Your game is fine. We'll do it. No problem. No problem. No problem there. No problem there. Yeah, we're going to have to plan a Halloween special, aren't we?
The only thing that's going to be interesting is who comes out of the woodwork if this fucking guy seriously gets this close.
I don't think...
Now, basically, it comes down to money. Who's got it?
I don't... Yeah, but the thing is...
I mean, that's what it is. That's what this is saying to me.
This isn't saying that to me. To me, this is saying... This isn't going to happen for a long time again, unless as a Republican or Democrat, maybe as an independent, or running.
What do you mean this
a third party
isn't going to happen?
Trump, Republican Party is not going to let it happen again. There's no way.
How did it get this far?
How did he get this far?
That's what I mean. I didn't pay any attention to Republican.
It's almost
until they get in the spotlight. So I never even got a chance to listen to their views. How did he end up having the greatest views?
Because he just goes and he's a fear monger. He's just going and grabbing everybody's fears, his supporters' fears, and he's saying, "I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that about your fears." And of course, people are like, "Well, that scares me." Yes, fix it. You know what I mean? No matter how outlandish it sounds and how stupid and crazy it sounds. My old man always told me one thing I was going to see in life is the older I got, I was going to realize how the more and more that people are just stupid. You know what I mean? And I think he's right to a certain extent. I'm seeing that. You know what I mean? There's no logical. It's a reality TV world almost. You know what I mean? It's just like,
oh well, shit, yeah,
times have changed. It's just so but we're just a laughing stock at this point. It's embarrassing, and you know what I mean. And my worry if she wins is that he's not going to let it go. You know what I mean? He's gonna contest it as much as he can and make shit about it her whole 4 years. And we're just going to have to hear this. It's just going to be a bombardment. Number one is they have to put a cap on how long these assholes can do all this. Make it 6 months and then we're done. This has been over 2 years since Ted Cruz was the first one to come out and say he's running for president. 2 years. Too long. I'm sick of it. I'm just so done with it. And the thing is more than ever, it's just everywhere. You know what I mean? It's everywhere. You can't get away from it. It seems like.
Well, that's why we argued, because I have the same frustrations, but there's no answers.
I didn't say there was an answer.
There's got to be a fucking answer. I'm telling you, there's got to be an answer. I mean,
when you find the answer, let me know.
For it. That's why I got so heated. It's a big deal, right? Because if I've had the answer, we could do amazing things, right?
Well, what is the answer to? What's the question?
You're supposed to remember that stuff. I just talk.
I'm going to put my nutsack on your drum set.
Oh my God! I didn't even know the question. Well, on to the next thing. Here, let's get the.
All right, you primitive screwheads, listen up.
Time to make the chimmy fucking chongas.
You can find us at Bob and John's Podcast at gmail.com, on Buzzsprout.com, and iTunes, or
At Loose and Buttery on the Twitter and Instagram or Periscope.
and on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel at Bob and John's Super Duper Variety Power Hour.
In your face, all over the place. We're online 24/7. 24/7. You're listening to the hottest internet station.
Bob and John's Super Duper Variety Power Hour.
Listen to Bob and Jay's Pro Football Podcast every Wednesday wherever you find Bob and John's Super Duper Variety Power Hour. Get a hold of us at Bob and Jay's Pass Rush at gmail.com and at Pass Rush Podcast on Twitter. Bob and Jay's Pro Football Podcast.
You're goddamn right I do. So here come 2 words for you. Shut the fuck up.
That's 3 or 4 words, not 2.
Yeah, that's why it's funny.
All right, well, we don't have any jingle, but what's your little game here?
We were. That's why I shut up when we started getting on a tangent
A tear?
of
A tangent?
Hillary, and
Well, what's your game? Spit it out, man.
I want to do the. When Bob and I start brainstorming, it usually starts with top 5 or top 10.
Yeah, we wanted to come up. Well, we say the top 10s for when Jay's here. We like that.
Yeah, we do.
So we were going to throw out just a quick top 5 maybe, or so if we had something interesting.
So I don't know if you remember the last quick shot.
Yeah.
And
Quick shot number 28, I believe.
we had discussed who we would choose if we had the option. But
You
we
had a
never got to
list.
that point.
Well, no,
so we
didn't say
just
we
discussed
choose.
it, and we came onto a thing, and I said, well, I'd
You
like
had
the
a
way
list.
that went. And I said, how about I get some I get the top 10 speeches, presidential speeches. And knowing that
He wants
Bob-
me to guess it, yeah.
knowing that Bob is a history buff, I was thinking to myself, this could be fun.
Yeah,
So-
and I thought to myself, this could really suck from my part.
So I was originally I said I was going to take a little bit of it, but what I think I'll do, because most of them are
Sounds like you have a dick in your mouth.
are short enough to recite, and like I don't know, at some point you might.
A line from the a speech, right?
Well, I'm starting to think I'm going to start in the beginning and just go until you got an idea.
Oh, shit. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
This is a test. It's the test.
You might be doing whole speeches here because maybe the final line might be the part I know.
All right. Okay. So this one starts out. Always will our whole nation remember the character of the onslaught against us. No matter how long it may take to overcome this, the American people in their righteous might will win through to absolute victory. We will not
George
only
W. Bush?
No.
No. Didn't he have absolute?
Do we have to stick with that answer? Because I have 10.
Okay, continue on. Maybe
You want me to continue on?
continue with that one.
All right, where was I?
Absolute victory.
We will not only defend ourselves to the utmost, but will make it very certain that this form of treachery shall never again endanger us. With confidence in our armed forces, with the unbounding determination of our people, we will gain the inevitable triumph So help us God.
That's it?
Yep.
Oh, shit.
Well, this was a big challenge. I'm not going to ridicule you at all. This is a huge challenge. Me could get 0 of these. I'm saying that right now. I could get none of them. And I started down at the bottom of the list. I'm working my way up. Number 1, it's going to be like, you know what I mean? You got it.
I think
you
I
know what I'm
pretty much
saying?
have an idea what that could be.
So exactly. I don't even have to do it. You know. So this is a tough one. So I don't think you should feel defeated if you don't nail it.
Sounds like it would be a wartime.
Yeah. Yep.
Treachery, huh? Treachery.
Good.
That's
thinking. You have at least a whole minute.
I wouldn't say. It's not Roosevelt, is it?
Wait a minute. Oh, I think you're onto something. Yeah. Yeah.
That's not. Is it? Yeah.
I'm going for the stars and just hoping that you can get the
Roosevelt.
the actual address. Like you know what I mean? You're going to have there'll be a speech that the address of you know what I mean?
Oh, you mean of what he was talking about?
Yeah.
Shit.
Hey, that's a heavy duty. You don't have to
Yeah.
go. I think you got it. Franklin Delano
Franklin
Roosevelt.
Roosevelt. Why couldn't I think of Franklin Roosevelt? I just kept thinking Teddy. But yeah, I was thinking Franklin Roosevelt.
You got the Roosevelt. I'll give you that
Treachery
one.
sounded like his wording.
And I know now. You know the era.
Well, World War II.
Should I tell you?
Was it the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor?
Exactly, the Pearl Harbor.
But I thought
yes, exactly.
I thought in his big speech was a day that lives in infamy.
Yeah, that's yesterday. Oh, you know what?
You didn't say it.
I did. You're right. I'm giving you that. I was wrong. You were right. See how that works?
I was waiting for that.
I skipped it because I thought it was mishmash. You're absolutely
No,
right.
that's
Here is how
a
it
huge
starts.
one.
You're right. You would have had it too. You would have had it. So I'm giving that to Bob. Yesterday, December 7th, 1941.
Yeah.
Bob would be like, baby.
Yeah. Day of the
A date which will live in infamy. You're
That's
right.
the big
You're
line.
right.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's the
So you
line.
got that one. That's it.
Yeah.
I'm giving that one to you. Yeah, you win that one.
Yeah, you might want to
One
get the
for
full
you.
one. Here, I'll mark it right here.
Mark it over there.
1.
All right. Let's see this one here. Okay, I got to be careful now because I want to make sure I hit everything. Because there's always a briefing too. You know what I mean? And that's not part of the speech. All right. Okay. But why, some say, the moon? Why choose this as our goal? And they may well ask, why climb the highest mountain? Why? 35 years ago, fly to Atlantic. Why does Rice play Texas? And that's pretty much what that says. But we choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they are easy.
Kennedy?
That's right.
Is that the what you can do for your to ask what not you can do for yourself or what you can do for your country?
That one I didn't
Is that
see
the end of that?
It didn't. The whole thing isn't in here, but it was his. The whole premise was
Going to the moon. Yeah, going to the
decision to go to the moon.
moon. Yeah. That was that's probably his second ranking on his.
All right, I'll talk more about what's on my brain
So
here.
that's 2.
Yeah,
Woohoo.
yeah,
2.
that's right.
Look at that.
Looks like some French in here. These are the boys of Pointe du Hoc. These are the men who took the cliffs. These are the champions who helped free a continent. These are the heroes who helped end a war. Gentlemen, I look at you and I think of the words of Stephen Spender's poem. You are men who in your lives fought for your life and left the vivid air signed with your honor. This one's a tough one if I didn't already know the answer. I wish there was. Here we go. I'll give you a hint.
Woodrow Wilson.
The reason why I almost spoke to. It's Ronald Reagan.
Oh.
40th anniversary of D-Day speech. And it was really strange. What I wanted to say is when I was looking these up, I was surprised at how many Ronald Reagan speeches were a big deal. There was a lot. Yeah, it was really like that I wasn't familiar with.
The one I'm obviously most familiar with is Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
All right. I think it should be
one in the lost column for me.
a loss for me, too. Let's see, we already did that one.
Now, what'll that asshole think of me?
I always think of something. Okay, I love these.
He loves these.
I do love these. I got a better idea.
Okay.
So I'm going to read the first line.
Uh-huh.
Rings any bells? If you get it, awesome. If not, I'm going to go up to the facts, and you make the call when you know
what it is.
Yeah, I think that'll be more fun.
Okay.
Especially because you're the only person playing.
Okay.
All right. So this one. So the first. Okay. Fondly do we hope, fervently do we pray, that this mighty scourge of war may speedily pass away. Wow, that's fucking poetry. I never even noticed. It's beautiful. So here we go. The Union's victory was only a month away.
I would say that's Abraham Lincoln.
There you go. There, I like that better.
Yeah, once you say Union, that pretty much.
Yeah, you got the details. You know what? I how many people do I expect to run into to know every speech of every president?
Fuck that. What was that one by that famous one by James J. Polk? President Polk.
Okay, here's the first one.
Grover Cleveland had some riveting ones.
Here, we're in the same boat on this one, but let's just continue. It's working better now. We believe that freedom and security go together, that the advance of human liberty can only strengthen the cause of world peace.
That could be any. That
I know.
So that's so.
At the now, don't jump to conclusions.
All right.
At the end of World War II, Europe was divided. No nation was more negatively affected than
Truman?
Germany. No?
Harry Truman?
No. See, that's why I said don't jump ahead. I think there's a lot of information here before we got to the... I wish there was a... 87?
87?
Yeah.
How the... Wow.
Yeah.
Well, 87's Reagan.
There you go. There you go.
Well, I guess Reagan just went around talking about World War II, probably because he lived through it.
That was one of the things that I found so amazing. It's one of the reasons why, even if nobody listens, I got to do some research on some stuff. And I always find it really amazing. And one of the things that was really amazing is that Reagan, maybe because he came from acting and he was used to being in front of the camera.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, he just... he was in that business.
Yeah.
And I just never thought of it like that, you know what I mean?
Well, he was also...
He's like, I get a huge list of his famous speeches.
Well, he was also... You do
classics.
realize that he was like the governor of California for like a decade before he's president. Yeah. Like in the 60s. Did he cross from the 60s and the 70s, maybe something like that? I don't know the exact years.
I think that's pretty cool.
I do not know the exact years. Maybe while you're doing you're doing another one here?
Yep, I'm going to do another one.
Do another one.
Friends,
Roman
I shall ask you to be as quiet as possible. I don't know whether you fully understand that I have just been shot.
Teddy Roosevelt.
There you go. Look, I knew you was going to get better and easier.
Teddy's my man.
See,
He got shot on the way to doing his speech, and his speech actually saved his life.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
See, I know Bob knows this shit.
Teddy's my boy. I've read a bunch
See
of
that?
books on him. He's the one. If I'm going to vote
Is
for
he the
president,
one for? Is it he the one up here? Like, spent time up here?
yeah.
Yeah, a lot of time.
Well, he was from New York. He was born in New York City. You know,
But he used to come
he's
up here like North Creek, where they do the train thing here. Like,
Yeah, I mean, he was a congressman, so he was a freshman congressman when they first opened up the Capitol here.
yeah.
So
I think a lot of people forget how.
he was a badass. He was like, I mean, listen, he gave up his spot as assistant secretary to the Navy just so he could go and kind of form the Rough Riders and go to war. That's how that's how much of a badass he is.
Got to dig that.
Yeah, I mean, that guy was a true bad. He was also the police commissioner of New York City at one point in his career. He was the governor of New York, and he was vice president. They put the Republicans put him as vice president because he was just making waves. And they just didn't know what to do with him. So, like, well, the vice presidency, just stick him in there. They didn't know McKinley was going to get shot and killed. And it was like, shit, our worst nightmare has come true, which was the best thing for the country.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's, yeah. I mean, you talk about presidents, to me, he's the top. He's the rock star. You know what I mean? Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
All right. How about this one? In the long history of the world, only a few generations have been granted the role of defending freedom in its hour of maximum danger. I do not shrink from the responsibility. I welcome it. I do not believe that any of us would exchange places with any other people or any other generation. I don't think I need to go too much farther without giving it a hint.
I know it's like right there, but I can't. I'm not sure that's the problem. That shrink from the response. That whole thing has hit. I know it.
Yeah, that's should be in your wheelhouse.
Give me at least a fact.
Okay, I'm going to give you... Should I stop giving you the date because that'll give it away, or do I give you the date?
If you give me the date, it'll probably give it away, but just do it. Whatever.
Yeah, but it's good. It's still good knowledge right there.
Yeah, it's either Roosevelt or Reagan, I have a feeling.
Right. 1961.
No, so 1961 was neither. It was Kennedy.
Yep.
I knew it, like...
The little window I was looking in had all of the guys that you mentioned. Oh. That's why I was like, yep.
It's Kennedy. Yeah. I recognize that, the shrink of responsibility thing. And just to put it out there, Reagan was the 33rd governor of California from 1967 to 1975. So he crossed from the 60s to 70s.
You got to love that.
What?
All the celebrities that become governors there.
He actually started out as a Democrat.
Yeah.
Before he ran for political office. Yeah, but the problem is the Democratic Party shifted views wise, kind of like the Republican parties all over the place back then, and he realized the party that he loved, the Democratic Party, had actually kind of become the Republican part. The Republican Party had taken up those ideals and stuff.
Well, they don't make it real clear anymore.
Everything's a big fucking mishmash. It's a shit storm. It's a shit storm.
I just wish there was something more we could do.
That's
why I got so upset. I'm like, hey, me and you want to argue about it?
You're all angry now.
But what good's yelling at each other if we don't know? We don't have the answers.
I can point
That's
out what's
why we're
wrong,
yelling,
but
because
as I say,
somebody should have the fucking answer.
I can tell you all the fucked up things, but I don't have all the answers.
Right,
That's for
yeah.
damn sure, because there's way too much political wranglings and other sorts of things that come into play. The only thing I say is this whole country just needs an enema. Just start from scratch almost, Feels like it anyway.
You erased your counter. You got.
That's
you
all right.
had some more there.
That's all right. Here, do one more.
All right. Okay. No. I want it. If we're only going to do one more, I got to do my favorite.
Okay. Well, hey.
That's amazing.
That's amazing.
Sure.
That's amazing.
Looking for a little slapping pickle.
I'm looking for a little slapping pickle. All right, this is the very first one that I ran into, and that's when I realized I needed to go from the number 10 up to number 1.
Okay. Well, number 1, you would think would be 4 score. And
Done. You win. Bing, 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 bing,
Come
bing,
on.
bing, bing.
Come on. If that's not the most, I mean,
Bob
Jesus.
wins the game.
If that's not number 1, I don't know. The Gettysburg Address.
Yeah,
Jesus.
something wrong. We only skipped about 3. So that was
What were
probably
the other
getting-
3? Just tell me what they were.
Hold on a second. Lyndon Johnson.
Really?
We shall overcome.
Okay. Yeah.
I think that's where we're at. I think we hit all the.
Come on, Kennedy's.
Because we did JFK with inaugural speech.
Is that there was that speech, what is it? What not?
In the long history of the world, only a few generations have been granted the role of defending freedom in its hour of maximum danger. This is JFK's inaugural address.
There's the ask not what you can do.
Well, that's got to be around
you
here
can do.
somewhere.
That's. I mean, I would think that'd be like number 2 or something. You know what I mean? At least in the
Who was that with?
That's Kennedy.
It's got to be in here somewhere. They gave Lincoln the numero uno.
Well, yeah, that's I mean,
That guy was pretty amazing.
yeah. Problem, the Revolutionary War, we didn't have a president, so there wasn't any.
Oh, that's why. It's the end.
Yeah.
And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
Yeah. What
That
number was that?
That was 4.
Okay. All right. So,
I would think that would be like number 2.
in my mind,
Let me
it
see
is, but
what's
that
in
doesn't
front of it.
necessarily
Let
mean-
me see what's in front of
Well,
it.
obviously Lincoln number 1.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And you said
I wanna
Lyndon
see-
Johnson. We shall overcome.
Yep.
And what was the third? Number 3.
No, number 2 is
Oh.
what we're looking for.
What's the number 2?
No, it goes to Abraham Lincoln's. Wait, let me see that. Is there one before that one?
I can't believe there's one more than that.
No, it's just something messed up. No, that's the way it goes.
Oh, he fucked it up for everybody.
No, that was a fun game.
Yeah.
You won. It's the most.
I think we
important
could have boiled that down if you just found the quote of the speech. You know what I mean?
I know it. That was hard, and I was in a limited amount of time. You know what are you gonna do?
Okay, that sounds good.
Make that sound.
All right, you primitive screwheads, listen up.
Time to make the chimmy fucking chongas.
You can find us at Bob and John's Podcast at gmail.com, on Buzzsprout.com, and iTunes, or
At Loose and Buttery on the Twitter and Instagram or Periscope.
and on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel at Bob and John's Super Duper Variety Power Hour.
Hey, boys!
Hey, boys!
Now what'll that asshole think of next?
What that asshole's gonna think of next?
All right, I think it's time to get out of here.
Wow, man, time flew.
Time
I was
flies.
just having a good time. All right, let's rock and roll.
Jay will be here the next podcast.
I hope so.
We should be back to rolling
This,
on our new SOP.
Tumultuous time is
Yep. And
messing with things.
it's coming close, but DJ Hans is on the way.
Oh, my.
That's all we'll say. That's all we'll say.
There's a whole lot.
Pay attention because DJ Hans is on the way.
There's a whole lot of beauty coming.
All right.
I can't wait. Oh, my gosh. My new stuff.
Well, that sounds like a hot item.
Oh, I can't wait. I want to talk about it.
Say goodnight, John.
Good night, John.
Stadler?
Yeah, what?
Is that it?
Yes, it's over. How'd you like it?
I don't know. I slept through the whole thing.
Well, you didn't miss much.
Chico! Now what'll that asshole think of next?